The impact of influence, Kirkpatrick love. No one influences us like family. Our introduction to authentic love, real love, comes from those who love deepest. Family can be by blood, circumstance, chemistry, or love. I am blessed to be loved by many families and family types. There is one family, though, who has shown me a different, special kind of love. This family is special. I will say it again so that it lands. This family is special. From its elders leading through humane and humble love, through generations to each of its youngest, its brightest, its most brilliant members, this family is unique and authentic in the way that it loves, the way that it grows, and the way that it shines. Oxford defines special as better, greater, or otherwise different from what is usual. Each member of this family will say that they are not any of these things, but I assure you that they are in full. Each member is its own kind of special, allowing the unit to be special in how they work together, love together, and live together. There is an emotional dance within them that asks for love to be the first thing and the most important thing. The family has several names, as all families do, and each one has its own power, purpose, and way. They all connect in a perfect maze of excellence and love. My introduction to the lady of this family was on a Saturday morning in the kitchen of her home. We were introduced and held hands almost immediately. We shared a smile and a hug, then proceeded to pick one another's brain and seek the other's heart. We shared jokes and curiosity and found ourselves constantly touching hands to stay connected. She was a lifelong educator, a woman of faith, and a good heart. She apologized too often for kindness I should have been thanking her for. She should have known how many times she asked exactly the right question to receive exactly the right answer. Val, which was short for Mother Valerie, she was a collection of wonderful lessons and missions. She moved and talked quietly unless she was playing piano and singing songs of faith. Her laugh often outsized her body, and her eyes had much greater vision than her tiny spectacles should have been able to process. Her faith allowed her balance and strength to love, and her ability to see and seek love was invigorating. She would listen, and in that talent was part of her vibrancy. Val, which was short for Mother Valerie, was a collection of wonderful lessons and missions. She moved and talked quietly unless she was playing piano and singing songs of faith. Her laugh often outsized her body, and her eyes had much greater vision than her tiny spectacles should have been able to process. Her faith allowed her to balance and strength to love, and her ability to see and seek love was invigorating. She would listen, and in that talent was part of her vibrancy. She received information that others might miss. She participated in conversations to learn. She sought more information directly from sources with real knowledge. She was constantly learning. She was constantly teaching. She gave me this as love. A great teacher gets taught while teaching. I'll say it again because it lands so heavily with me. A great teacher gets taught while teaching. That was Mom Val. She wrote a poem when she was younger. Where is my water fountain? She lived in a time where people of color couldn't drink from white water fountains. She saw people of color not being able to vote or watch movies in certain theaters. She saw friction over buses and schools. She saw an injustice and did what others should have but wouldn't. It moved her to question the existence of unnecessary pain and to call for some resolution to it. Why does this exist? Is it necessary? What is my responsibility? Can I make it better? I must make it better. She taught children of color, children in need, and adults who were curious. She taught faith, raised the children of other parents, and educated communities everywhere she went. She was a teacher, educator, and Mother Valerie. Angels on earth really do exist, and she was an angel on this earth. She turned any engagement with a human into a better existence. I met the man of this family soon after. He was a standard setter and a North Star. In his orbit, I felt small but gigantic next to him. I wanted to be his size, with his influence and his power. I loved being in his gravitational pull. His voice was filled with commanded volume, and he made a point to make sure that not only did he see me, but that I saw him. Not only did I hear him, but he heard me. His conversational rhythm was entirely required. He wanted to digest what you served him. He needed to know what you were receiving, and he wanted the goodness that he was serving up to be received in full. He was a master and a servant. He was gentle and robust. He was presence and a present. He spoke with calmness and purpose. He also reached out to touch often, almost to reassure me and himself of both realities. He was a leader through and through, and my soul told me that I should follow him. I have never been more right in my life. He was the right person to follow. He shared his love of games and the people who played them. He pointed out that it was the people who mattered most, and that the outcome was only important because of it. He would say, the outcome is more important than the income. That was a legacy love. That man was a wrecking ball of positive change and influence. He gave, he shared, and he impacted all things in the universe in a positive way with a positive result. He was also a dude. I remember watching him among his military peers and seeing the youthful energy emerge and shine. I listened to story after story and lessons and victories, highlighted by the elevating of how victories were won and what the person went through to achieve them. He celebrated both the victory and the lesson. He needed to do so. I celebrate his victories and his lessons. When he became ill later in life, he sat on his bed and gave me yet another gift. He gave me his presence in my life forever, in his voice and in his manner. He went outside of his pain to provide some love to his son-in-law. He said something that moves me daily, and I am forever in awe of his giving this life GPS to me. He gave me this. If you ever get lonely and need me, do not miss me. Look forward and up. That's where I will be. That's where love is. That was Darrow Kirkpatrick. There was a brother that I met later, and I have to say that I'm forever in awe of his poise. His brilliant mind and adventurous spirit provide wonderful joy whenever he is near. His thoughtfulness and consideration validate the desire to be closer to him. It is his writing that moved me closer to writing this myself. An incredible financial mind and his connection to nature make me wish I could meet him in those places at his level. It is his level alone. I'm only meant to ponder what it would be like to meet him there. There is a calm to the brother that inspires me to move in my own calm. His balanced approach to life requires that those in his space calm with him, for him, by him. He has this nature about him that is so wonderfully connected to the land around him that grounded makes more sense to me now. He is the compass to nature and all of its beauty. His eyes know things that my eyes envy. He goes to corners and heights that my fear won't allow. it is joyful to know that someone can. He is absolutely that someone. There's an added joy in his beautiful bride and partner. She is another educator and brilliant heart. To have the kind of heart that seeks out sharing the good parts of her soul makes her extremely balanced and strong. She climbs and marches and pushes through and up on paths and trails that most of us would buckle on. I admire her gifts. It appears that nature and the universe do as well. Natural has a greater meaning because of her. Her ability to connect with all is impressive, brilliant even. Caroline was a friend before we met, or so it seems. She roots for me and us, and it makes me look forward to being worthy of her cheering. She has seen and experienced so many wonderful moments, and her recall makes each lesson new and beautiful. She teaches life in the exact special kindness that she lives it, naturally, purposefully, and beautifully. This amazing couple did what amazing couples do. They created an amazing world-conquering son to change the world beyond them. It is always remarkable to find a young person in this day and age who possesses today's technological mind and yesterday's old soul. To find a young man who not only cares about the planet, but loves to engage it at its rawest, highest level. He ponders and considers with such brilliance that I think he often catches himself off guard at how quickly the answers come to him. Cause and effect as a functional humanity. If he ever figures out how exceptional he is as a person, the world will be better for it. I look forward to the young prince and his lifeline of wonderful things built and created. He will change the thoughts and actions of all who cross his path. He will elevate his space, his community, and honor the wonderful love poured into him by this family. There's a picture of a young prince on the side of a rock. He is alone, but has allowed us to watch his excellence from below. We stand in awe of his ability to propel above us, all knowing that he will return to us mortals with a wonderful story of the space that he has ascended to. He will tell us how, and we will marvel at him both. We will marvel at him. I also need to mention the wonderful Uncle Chip and his beautiful wife Mary, their incredible children and grandchildren, and various cousins. This tree branch of excellence, love, and character has made my life a constant learning experience. I am always greater immediately when engaging them. They have such remarkable journeys and stories that I'm always smarter after I've been loved by them. From shared moments with them in full or independently, I'm better from their acceptance and purposeful goodness. This incredible band of extraordinary people has another thing in common. They brought me the love of my life. The most intelligent person I have ever met is the daughter, sister, sister-in-law, aunt of the family above. I am still not sure what I did to belong amongst these superhumans, but they sure seem okay with me being one of them. It was a late summer evening. I was invited to a party in Falls Church, Virginia. In a beautiful, cozy house covered in trees, I walked in and found my way to a beverage. I remember paying attention to who was at this party. I was invited by a friend who knew the host but had not met the host. I immediately got caught up in the music and started dancing. There I noticed a sparkling smile standing, just watching me. I asked who she was and was told that she was the host. It was her party, her house. I almost immediately went over and asked her to dance. She said, "No, I can't dance." I had some strange self-imposed rules for dating back in the day. One such rule is that I could never seriously date anyone who could not dance. She had just told me the one thing that normally would make me run. "What do you mean you don't dance? Everyone dances." She then corrected and pivoted. I can't dance the way you dance. Ah, that I understood. This was the early 80s, and I was in my hip hop, pop and lock phase, throwing some thriller dance, and pretty much I was a Tasmanian devil on the dance floor. It wasn't exactly conducive to getting to know someone while doing it. I begged her to dance. She smiled, and off we went. We danced and talked most of the night. I never recovered from her smile. In those days, it was common to dress up and go to Georgetown, which was in D.C. and had blocks and blocks of every kind of bar and nightclub you desired. I asked her if she would go dance with me, and she decided to take me up on it as long as her friends and my friends came along. I remember this vividly. We met at the bar. It was a bar where I knew everyone and they knew me. What sticks in my mind was not worrying about anyone knowing that I was with her. All of my dance partners knew. Previous dance partners knew. Potential dance partners knew. And it mattered. I wanted them to know. It was then that I realized the piece of it all. That's how it was supposed to be. I wasn't supposed to care about anyone else in the bar. Wow. It's almost 4 decades later, and life has taught me several things. Captain America and his amazing wife were real. You can love your in-laws, and it's really cool when they love you in return. There's nothing to be afraid of in love. Forever is a mighty long time. I have been blessed with this family's love and presence. They work and live at such a high level of success that I have to elevate and progress to meet them there. I am thankful for them. I am thankful for her. I'm thankful for their love.